the biggest news in the past couple of days is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris.
No, I'm sorry.
You know, made in Jamaica. She wasn't made in Jamaica, but anyway.
Close enough.
Yeah, Kamala Harris, who was just selected as Joe Biden's running mate to join the Democratic ticket. It's history, right? The history don't really matter much until you actually win something. But the first black female to be put on a presidential ticket, that's a big deal. Her heritage, her mother is from India. Her father is from Jamaica. Not just Jamaica. No, if I can just take a moment of personal privilege here.
Uh-oh.
From
Here it goes. Here it goes.
an area called Brownstown. I would show the map and guide you through where Brownstown is. But though all of you have been to Jamaica, who are out there in viewership land, you go to Montego Bay Airport and you go on along the north coast and you get to Discovery Bay, and then you turn and go south, and you keep going south. You get to a place called Brownstown. That's where her father is from. You keep going a few more miles, and you get to Clarksonville, which is where I'm from. So this is my personal moment. I know it's not about me, but anyway, it's historic. She went to Howard, HBCU grad. It's history on that standpoint. She's a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha and the Lynx, like my wife is, both organizations. So it's a big moment. And so beyond those, I think we can talk about her qualifications and what have you. But watching the announcement, when the information first came out yesterday, and then watching her speech today with Biden, it gave me that feeling of 2008 when Barack was just going out there.
She's dubbed the female Barack Obama.
Yeah, so everybody know the information. So, what are your thoughts on this historic day? And then we'll get into some controversy around it. But share your thoughts, please,
lady.
Jazzy.
Well, I
kind of look like Arena. All right, go ahead.
I think it's a wonderful time for not only women, being that she is a female candidate on the Democratic ticket, but it is also yet another wonderful pinnacle moment for African Americans, no matter what people may say about her background or if she's black or not black or whatnot. It's a wonderful time, especially in this heightened time of, hatred and racism, to just show, that we're progressing in the world in a positive light, unlike, what we will be talking about later.
Stop hating.
Give me some
gap.
Regardless of the controversial issues dealing with her as an attorney general and those types of things, I think it's a great time for it's a great moment. And we need a great moment in the United. We need a great moment in the United States.
Right? Yep. Texas.
I mean, I personally love it. I mean, I know I can speak for you on this. We love seeing Black people basically accelerate and do well in life, and not just only Black, but with Caribbean heritage, or more specific, Jamaican heritage.
Saint and heritage. Be more specific.
Okay, excuse me. Saint and heritage. But we keep on talking about African American. Forget that. She's Indian Jamaican, whatever. That's what I'm going to use when I refer to her, because it is what it is. Yeah. So to me, raising daughters, it's a wonderful thing, because it actually, I know we were talking earlier, it gives you that positive role model. It gives that roadmap. I can say, hey, you have a person in Kamala right here that started here, middle class America, went to Howard University,
HBCU.
You know, HBC, exactly, HBCU, you know, and same heritage as your parents and things like that. And she did ABC, and she was the first, but she definitely will not be the last. And you too can do this. So it's just a wonderful time for me, sharing the history of it, being a part of this history, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
there's just so many great things that you can celebrate with her. You know, HBCUs, being a female, being Black, you know, getting to the point to where you're on a Democratic ticket for the vice presidency. So many great things that you can extract from this, you know, her position right now. So it's a great moment.
And one of the things I love the most is that she just pisses Trump off. Everything about her.
So that his kryptonite is a strong female, especially a strong Black female. I mean, he doesn't know what to do. And you know, for somebody who has been a prosecutor, which many people have held against her, but you know, she's a prosecutor. You prosecute. That's what you do. You know, to see her like in these hearings against these, you know, future Supreme Court justices and attorneys general, the way that she just, I mean, slices and handles them up. I mean, that's that's a woman you do not want to have an argument with.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So look, I love her personality and I love her story and what have you, but she is an extremely capable and qualified person. You know, that's what we're, you know, we can talk about history and all that, but she is excellent at what she does. You know what I mean? So this, you know, when Obama got elected, you know, I said, you know, it really had to take somebody like Bush to have really screwed things up for us to actually elect a Black president. Similarly, coming off the time that we're, you know, it's just been sleepless nights for the past 3.5 years, right? Just this madness that we're all living through. And people are so fed up. The majority of people are so fed up with what we're going through. Yeah, it may take that for us to actually put a Black woman to be a heartbeat away from the presidency. And, you know, and as you think about it, Joe Biden is 77 years old. So there's a good, and he's been in the White House for 8 years already. There's a good chance if he wins, there's a big if, you know, because all kinds of things can still happen. If he actually wins, there's a good chance. So, you know what? I'm done. You know, after serve his one term, and then, you know, who would be on the pathway to being the first Black female president? You know, and as you know, Dwayne alluded to this, you know, it's something, you know, for us, you know, having, you know, a 5-year-old daughter, you know, sitting around watching the announcement with her yesterday and today, and she's like, Kamala Harris, and I was like, you know, her father is from, you know, close to where your dad is from. So just like how she was the vice president, you can be president one day. You know what I mean? And so she was like, yes, I want to be in the White House. You know what I mean? So just actually being able to point to that example. I think it means more than we can possibly even realize. The fact that we're able to see that during the Obama era, where, you know, young people could look and say, I too can be that.
Be president.
That's a big deal, you know. So it's a moment to celebrate. But you know, in all these things, so we talked about all the good, and it is, I believe it's mostly good. But you know, the announcement is barely 24 hours old, and you're seeing a lot of the division already. And I think what people need to realize is that, you know, so like today, African American was trending all day on Twitter. So why was it trending all day on Twitter? Because people are saying she is not African American. She's Indian, Jamaican, she's not African American. Just all this nonsense. What people need to realize is that most of those things that you see are not there by accident. Because people, you know, they're, you know, as you know, the Jackie or Sizzler song, to divide and rule is their only plan. So what they want to do is they want to pick points of division and make people fight against people. This, you know, she's not Jamaican, she's Black, no, she's Indian, and make people just fight about it. They don't care what the truth is. They're going to just put out these nonsense memes of misinformation and just make people fight. So we just have to really wise up and realize the times that we're living through and how what they want to do is divide us. What Trump's path to victory does not involve expanding his base. It involves suppressing our votes. It involves us fighting against each other to the point that we're so fed up and pissed off that we don't even go and vote. So wise up. That's what's going on. So just, pay attention to that.
The key thing to focus on is not whether she's black or not. We need to focus on she's not Trump. Let's celebrate the fact that she's not
Start
Trump.
there.
That's enough.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I wish more people were there, right? So she was my first choice. I would have been fine with anybody. I particularly I was like, it has to be somebody black. This is a moment that calls for a black woman. I don't care, Kamala is my first choice. I'm fine with the others. But but many people are, they're still not realizing the depths of the crap that we're in as a country right now. Because it hasn't hit them personally yet. But continue along this path, people don't realize how much this country has, descended in the past 4 years and 3.5 years. So
Candace Owens doesn't think she doesn't.
I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Now you just messed up the show. We about to log off.
She's another black woman.
She's not an African American anyway. All right. So, any last thoughts on Kamala? Or hey, let's.
I believe she will need a lot of Secret Service.
You say what? What you say?
She will need a lot of Secret Service.
Oh. Yes. Well, we got to win first, Jassy.
Listen.
All right. Just okay. Assuming she does, and I'll tell us the story after that.
Assuming she does, especially because, like you mentioned, Biden's age and the possibility of, or the potential that she could be next in line, it's a great, hope for, but it's scary.
Man,
I can just imagine.
One of my most nervous moments in the past, I guess, 15 years. I remember in 2008 when Obama won. Well, I guess it's 2009 on Inauguration Day. And so after he got sworn in and everything, and the motorcade was driving, and then he and Michelle got out of the limo and were walking on the streets of DC, just out in the open. Of course, the odds has been planned and what have you. Man, I was so nervous. I was like, oh Lord, they're about to get him. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. If we get to that, in the past, 24 hours has felt like a celebration, as if we have actually won, but we have not yet. We have to keep that in mind. And for somebody who is literally facing the possibility of federal prison if he does not win re-election, he is going to do every single thing beyond, above and beyond his power to try and stay in that office. So we have to keep that in mind.
Didn't he already make that claim or that statement that he's not going anywhere?
He said it all kinds of times.
Oh, come on.
And he's been saying it for a long time. I mean, he's doing shit like slowing down the mail, picking up Postmaster General in there, and then they remove all kinds of positions. So we're in a pandemic, so there's going to be a lot more mail-in votes than normal. So he's doing things like having his people slow down the mail. So they mail out ballots. You may not get to your ballot until after election. You know what I mean? So those are the things that we have to be most really concerned about.